a lot of times we just got to shift. We got to shift with it. You know, if the current bends, we got to bend with it. You know, if the money, where is the money going?
Right.
Where's the money going? Where are the people going?
Right.
So sometimes we can't be so stuck in our ways that we won't change when we got to feed our own kids.
Hey, it's Angelo Sykes. We're at Uptown Comedy Corner. I'm your host of the Sit Down at Uptown. Conversation we're going to have with our favorite comedians. And tonight, another special guest. And we're going to talk about this young lady, Miss ejspeaks. How you doing?
I am fine. How are you?
Good, thank you. So listen, we're gonna rock this by just simply saying, Ms. ejspeaks just had a sold-out show here at Uptown Comedy Corner.
Yes.
Her first time performing at Uptown Comedy Corner, and she came in with a sellout. Now, let me just say, that does not happen very often. So you have just put yourself on a serious plateau, whether you like it or not. I'm just saying, to come in here and sell this club out on your first time out is thoroughly impressive.
Thank you.
And you gave a great show. You had a very diverse audience. And we knew the ladies were going to love you, and they absolutely did.
Thank you.
So how do you feel right now?
I feel good. I do feel good. I feel hungry. But I do feel good. I'm excited. Okay. I had a good time tonight.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
So we always like to start these conversations off going backwards, right? So tell us a little bit about where you're originally from and how were you as a child?
I was born, you know what, I'm from Smackover. I'm from Smackover, Arkansas.
Okay.
I grew up like a lot of us. My parents started out married, got a divorce, so it was just my brother, me, and my mom. And I didn't get in a lot of trouble. Okay. But I had a big personality. Okay. I could give you some attitude, but I could entertain you as well. So who I am today, I've always been some version of that. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So growing up in Smackover,
and
Arkansas. It's spelled the way it sounds?
Exactly the way it sounds. Smackover, right. Yes.
Smackover, Arkansas. So being born in Smackover, is this a town where there's one school system? I mean, what is it?
It's one school, one ditch, one stoplight, one. Y'all need to stop laughing.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, it's a very small town. It's a very small town. I think, if I remember correctly, well, it's probably not even 2,000 people there now. A very small town. Okay. Very, very small town.
So were you born there? Were you raised there?
I was raised there.
Okay.
I was raised there.
I
was born
school?
Probably like 10 miles. Well, yeah, about 10 miles from there. But my upbringing is Smackover.
How about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as a student, were you a good student? Were you a mischievous student? Were you class clown type style?
I was a class clown.
Okay.
I was not really big on academics. I didn't flunk.
Okay.
I was not held back. But I definitely was not concerned with academics. So I did just enough to get by.
Gotcha.
But yeah, I was a person that everybody looked at and started laughing, even if I wasn't doing anything.
Really?
So I caused, a lot of disruption. Yeah, because everybody just expected me, to always be funny, and I was.
Gotcha.
I was.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So you say you have a brother?
I have one brother.
One
yes.
brother. Was he the same?
No.
No, total opposites?
Well, yeah, my brother can have a good time. Yeah, he's a clown too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So in school, did you participate in sports, cheerleading? What was your
I participated in the things that we could afford. So no, I just went to my class.
Went to your class?
Yeah, I just went to the class.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now, this town, like, your graduating class, I'm assuming was fairly small.
Yes, but I didn't graduate there.
Okay.
I moved back to the original city that I was born in, but just like 9th through 12th, so just a few years. And but Smackover's class was probably maybe 30.
Really?
Yeah, but the class I graduated with probably had over 300.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
So now, from high school, what was the next direction?
I played around in college
Okay.
because I wanted those.
What school did you go to?
Student loans. I attended the University of Arkansas at Little Rock.
Okay.
Also, our local college in El Dorado. Again, student loans. And I just had my way with those loans.
Got you.
It was a really good time.
It was a good time.
It was a really good time. Yes, yes, yes.
All right. And then, what was your first job?
Oh, man. Oh, I've had.
A bunch?
My resume is long.
It's long?
It is long. It is long.
Okay.
My first job, I actually got in the 12th grade. I was cleaning the building that my mom worked in. So after they would close, a cleaning crew would come in. I was a part of that crew. So that was my first job. And after that, it was like, who else is hiring? Like, I always had a job. I did not keep it, but I always.
But you had one.
I always had a job.
And that personality came with you in that
every
job,
time.
huh?
Every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
So these jobs, you left on your own?
Oh yeah, I left on my own, and it was always somebody else's fault. The manager don't like me.
It was always somebody else's fault.
Oh yeah, it was
Gotcha.
never
Make
because
sure I caught that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I was not accountable for my actions, but I mean.
Yeah, yeah. What was the best job you had?
My best job was probably at so many to choose from. Probably the hospital in El Dorado. I was there for like 4 years. Record.
So you held that job.
That was a record.
Okay.
And that was I could probably say that was my favorite place. My mom worked there also. She had been there for over 15 years.
You had to kind of represent there a little bit.
Yeah. So I didn't get up there playing because my mom was up there. But yeah, that probably was my favorite job.
And your worst? What was the shortest time frame you was at a job?
A day.
One?
A day. And it was probably like half.
Half a day?
It might have been like an hour that I was there. And I was like, that's not for me. So
What job was that?
I'm not even going to tell you what it was because, no.
Yeah.
And if somebody asks me, I'm going to lie about it. So I'm not going to say that particular job.
Okay.
But yeah, I left like an hour afterwards.
Okay. So now let's talk about what you have going, right? So you have killed them on this internet. And how did it come about?
So it started with online sketches.
Okay.
And I tell the story all the time. I just had my second baby. We had moved to a new city, and my husband was working graveyards. And I couldn't sleep because I got a new baby, a small child, an unfamiliar apartment in an unfamiliar neighborhood, so I'm scared. My husband is not there. And I was just up. And so that's how I started making YouTube videos because I couldn't sleep. So it was just something that I done to kind of pass the time away.
Really?
Yeah.
So the thought process though that went into those YouTube, what was your first YouTube video? What were you thinking at that point?
That was based on my upbringing in church.
Okay.
I was like a church secretary. That was probably the first sketch type of deal that I was doing. And that was just based off my upbringing. My family's Church of God in Christ. And all that means is you go to church on Sunday, you get out Thursday,
right.
go home, brush your teeth, take a bath, and then come back.
And then come back.
Right, because we got service.
Right.
Yeah. So that was my first character, and that's what I used for my sketches.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Now you mentioned your husband. Where did y'all meet in Smackover?
We actually met over the phone.
Is that right?
Yes, we met on the phone while I was working at the hospital.
Okay.
And we talked. We had some good chemistry, but I didn't want to meet him. I didn't want to see what he looked like or anything. But
you wanted to keep the phone fantasy going?
Yes, and like we connected so good.
Right.
I was like, I'm scared he gonna be ugly, so I don't want to see him. Like, let's just keep it on the phone. But we eventually did meet, and I was highly satisfied.
Okay.
And so yeah, But we met over the phone.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's wild. Y'all been married how long?
Almost 15 years.
Oh, wow. How many kids?
2.
2.
Yep.
Boy, girl.
1 boy, 1
One
girl.
boy. Okay. Just like you, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Are their personalities different?
They act like me.
Do they?
They act like me.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. They act like me. Yeah.
All right, so let's get back. You said that was the first skit, which is based on the hospital, and you took that. So was it the initial video that got you like, I like doing this? Like, what was the drive at that point?
You know what? I think the drive came because I saw other Black girls making these sketches, and I noticed that they were tagging businesses, and it looked like they were partnering with these businesses and companies. And I'm like, okay, wait a minute. If this is what the girls are doing, then maybe I could do that. And so that's when I started, teaching myself about editing software. And, I bought my first DSLR camera. And, I'm a Canon girl. I'm a Canon girl. But that's when I bought my first big camera. I started studying, ISO and the settings because I wanted my videos to look like a company would be interested in them. So I think just the driving force was that it was even a possibility. Like, you can make this happen. This could happen. And so that's what was driving me into these sketches. I mean, because I couldn't keep a job. So I had to get serious somewhere. And so I was highly interested in making these videos, and, I was interested in transitions and, all this type of, all the type of things that you get interested in when you're trying to make these videos. And it was never about going viral. It was never about, I want 1 million followers. I just wanted these companies to look at me and say, hey, we'll pay you. We'll pay you. Because I wanted it to be my full-time job.
Okay.
That's what I wanted.
So were you self-taught in all the editing and all that stuff?
I am self-taught in every single thing I do.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now, when that first video went viral, what were you thinking?
How can I turn this into money? How can I turn it into money? And it was so funny because Ricky Smiley shared one of the videos. It went viral. This was years ago. And the ironic thing about it was, by the time he shared it, the video was probably 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
And so that taught me an important lesson to sow the seeds now. Put the work in now, not just when you have 1 million followers or not when you think, the right people are watching. Like, do the work now. This is what you love doing anyway. And that way, when the people come, you have something to show them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what I done. I always done the videos, whether I had 100 views or 30,000 views or went viral. Like, I still wanted to create. Today, I still make videos.
Right.
Because that's what I enjoy doing. Yeah.
Gotcha. Now, you first started doing these videos how long ago?
2011.
2011.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
How about that?
Yeah. How about that?
So that's a story of perseverance, for
yeah.
real.
Yeah.
So from 2011, and then the first video goes viral about, you say
Probably
about
2016.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's something else.
Yeah. It took a while.
Yeah.
It took a while.
Yeah. So now when you started getting the checks and you're saying, this is me now, huh?
This is me. This is me. You know what? I'm still surprised by that today.
Really?
Because, it's like, oh my God, this is what I do full time. Like, I don't have to clock in. I don't have to, worry about somebody micromanaging me. Like, this is what I do full time. It feeds my family. It put clothes on my back. You know what I'm saying? I can travel. I can do what I want to do, from these little sketches that I've been doing for so long. And so when you find like something you're good at, a lot of times you can slice it up into multiple streams of income. And that's what I learned how to do.
Gotcha.
That's what I learned how to do.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So now with your husband, is that, because obviously you have a great support system.
Yes, I do.
Yeah. So
I couldn't do it without him.
Couldn't do it without him.
No.
That's a beautiful thing.
No.
So now, does he get involved with you in terms of?
He is whatever I need him to be.
Gotcha.
If that means he's a photographer, if that means, he's a light tech, if that means he's in the videos with me, or if that means, he's gonna feed the kids or, tend to the kids so that they're not bothering me so that I can work, whatever capacity that I need him, then that's what he is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now when you're doing these videos, right? Like, does it always come? Is it spontaneous? Is it how do the videos? What is the creativity? Is just do you look for things, or how does it come about?
A lot of it comes because my kids wear me really, really bad, or my husband. It's something that happens in real life, but I can make it comical or turn into a sketch, and that's normally what I do. A lot of times, any video that you've seen me do is 100% something that I've experienced in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So now, like, coming towards this show, the closer and closer we came, we're fielding phone calls out of this world. DM folks been hitting me non-stop. So how does that make you feel? How does it impact you when you realize that I've touched so many people across this world in so many different ways? I mean, what does that do for you?
A lot of times, I'm grateful for all of it.
Okay.
But a lot of times I find myself disconnecting from it because you can get caught up in that to where you won't grow. And so I don't want it to be where, I had a sold out show. I had a lot of times we hear people still bragging about the touchdown they made,
right.
10, 15 years ago. You've been out of school, homecoming is over.
Right.
And so I just never want to get satisfied or held up on I appreciate them. Mm-hmm. I feel the love. I couldn't do it without them, but it's not a spot where I stand and just kind of feel that thing.
Yeah.
I don't do that. Mm-mm.
But and I get that, but how does it feel though to know that I'm impacting people, that I'm giving people laughter?
I have not defined that feeling. My husband has to tell me a lot of times, you ejspeaks. You gonna have to get that in your head because it's not. Everything I used to do, I still do it. I still go to Walmart looking bummy. My husband be so mad at me. He be so mad at me. You got to carry yourself like you ejspeaks, but it's just not something that. I'm not there yet.
Really?
I'm not there yet. And I don't know if that's something that, God is strategically doing to keep me humble.
Okay.
Or what, but I'm just me. I love that people love the videos. I love that they laugh. I love that, because they send me messages all the time. Now, when they do that, that's a different type of thing. When somebody says, hey, I was in a depression and, your videos carried me through, or, my mom was sick and, or I lost my mom and I saw your video about the black mama and you just made me think about my mama. Thank you for that. Those right there, when people, reach out to me, that's a different type of thing. Now, I love that. And I'm always honored to be a part of anything that you consider healing or anything that made you feel better than you were feeling.
Gotcha.
I'm always honored about that, always.
Gotcha. And how old are your kids? 19
and 12.
So how do they feel about Mom versus ejspeaks?
Now my son is a really big ejspeaks fan. He's 12. He uses me at school. He tells his teachers, do you know my mom? My mom is ejspeaks. Let me pull her up on YouTube. Let me show you my mama. He really rides that ejspeaks train. But my daughter is not for that. She's 19. Move on with all of that. You my mama.
You mama.
Yeah. So
right.
They're very different in that aspect.
Gotcha. So now that you are starting to move into the comedy club realm, like, when did you decide to make that transition to step on the stage?
I didn't know that I even wanted to be on stage.
Okay.
My manager at the time, and we all were young and didn't know what we were doing. But he was the first person to put me on stage. And that was a sold out show then. And I was like, oh, I can do video and stage. Like, I'm not complacent or, one dimensional, because everybody can't,
Right.
You know, when you doing your videos, you can edit,
Right.
you can take out, add to, put some music to it, you know, and at the end you present it the way you want to. But you can't do that on stage.
That's right.
You cannot do that on stage. And so I was just unsure. But I did my first stand-up show in 2016. And so I've been doing it ever since.
And when you first hit that stage from a stand-up perspective, yeah, it was nerves out this world.
Every
huh?
time. And
Every
I'm
time.
still like
and
that.
it's still the same.
I'm-
That's going to be my
I'm
next question.
still-
It's still the same way.
Still a tornado in my stomach every time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every time.
Is it the pressure of the performance, or like what is it that makes you the most nervous when you get ready to hit the stage?
Well, for me, being around a lot of people
Okay.
is one. That's going to always make me nervous.
Okay.
But when you feel like all eyes are on you and it's like, perform, make us laugh, be who you are tonight, you know, be the same person you are on the videos, be that person on stage. And it's like, it is pressure. It is pressure. It's not anything that I can't handle, but it's definitely a lot of pressure because I care. You know, I was telling you earlier, I want everyone to feel like they got their money's worth.
Right.
I don't ever want it to be where somebody came and seen me perform and did you have a good time? Did you did you like it? You know, I don't like that. I want them to have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got you.
I want to be held up just like I was, you know, taking pictures because, you know, everybody is excited.
Right.
Everybody's feeling good. You know, that's what I look forward to.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now you're internet famous. You've gone viral over and over again. You're hitting the comedy club stages. What's on the next on your to-do list?
So it's funny that you should say that because the sketches actually put me in the face of some producers and some big-time people in LA to where I began writing. So I wrote for the BET Awards, the Soul Train Awards, Golden Globe Awards, American Music Awards. So, but that goes back to me saying you got to slice up that one thing
Sure.
and make it multiple streams. So I am a writer.
Okay.
I'm a stand-up comedian, still a content creator, and hopefully in the future, I will be working on a few television series.
Cool.
Ooh.
In front or behind the scenes?
Both.
Both.
Because I like being behind.
Okay.
I like being behind.
But do you want to venture in the front?
I can do the front, but I like the control
Okay.
behind, you know, the editing process,
Yeah.
the vision behind it.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that, but I can do both.
So
I
do
can
you
do both.
see yourself on the big screen? Or you looking at more TV? Like,
Yes, I see myself on the biggest
okay.
screen.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
All of the screens.
All the screens.
All the screens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've been moving into this different world and meeting a lot of different people.
Yes.
You know, how was that experience? I mean, do you realize at that point I am ejspeaks, or you just
No.
like what's that?
No, because I still find myself like being super awkward and country and, you know, just kind of just being my, you know, quirky self. But, yeah, being in the room, you know, with people like Martin Lawrence or, you know, just all these big names. It's exciting.
Yeah.
But as of yet, you know, I'm still just me.
You still just you.
I'm just me.
Yeah.
I'm just me.
That's a great humble spirit to
I'm
have.
just me.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
cool.
I'm going to still eat noodles.
So he's gonna still eat noodles
Yeah. With cheese.
with cheese.
A little hot sauce. Yeah. I'm just me.
That's a smacko recipe.
Exactly.
That is too cool.
Yeah.
So the big screen, behind the screens, writing, the content. I mean, things are just looking up for you.
It looks that way, huh?
It looks really, really good.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, we just want to continue to wish you the biggest success.
Thank you.
We've truly enjoyed your presence.
Thank you.
You and your husband have both been just top notch. It's been a
Thank you.
pleasure to meet you both. You know, I mean, your spirit is awesome, I must say.
Thank
you know,
you.
and to sell out this show again, you know, I've been doing this for 18 years in the comedy club biz, and, you know, not many people, you know, strike that gold, you know, up front.
I'm honored.
And Atlanta is a different market.
It's a very different market. It's
You know,
a very different market.
And Uptown is a pretty powerful stage. So to get on here and do your thing, and you did it. I'm gonna tell you, it was very impressive.
Thank you.
So have you? This your first time ever being at Uptown in any location? Then
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So was the Atlanta market just something that was on the to-do list?
Well, I performed here before at like a mommy convention, actually with Randy and Duchess, the two ladies that were here tonight.
Yeah.
So I've been here before, but that was my only time I ever performed in Atlanta. So this is not like, it's not like this is my stomping ground. I know I'm gonna come up here and get all these tickets sold. Like I had no idea. Like I didn't know what to think. Initially, so. It was just, one of those things. They show love, and I appreciate them.
Good deal. Good deal. So since your first time, I just got to ask, like, how did you enjoy the room? I know that you get a chance to really get the feel, the vibe. How did you enjoy it? Because it's our new club. We just moved this to the location a year ago. So what's your thoughts on the new Uptown?
Well, the staff was amazing. Everybody was, do you need anything? You good? You good? And that's always a plus for me. But to get out there on the stage, to come from the side, and then you see all of this room like straight back, I was like, oh, they here.
Right.
Like, they here. They're here.
Right.
Okay. Because I had no idea that it was all of that. But it's a pretty dope place. I mean, when you say the numbers, when you see the people, and you say sold out, that's absolutely amazing.
Indeed. Now I noticed that you allowed the local hosts, local features. Is that something you try to do when you go to different cities?
It's not something that well, here's the thing. When you say people are trying, and they're trying to get their feet wet in comedy is not for the weak, and you can go out there with your best joke that you think is funny, but when those people don't laugh, that means we got to go back to the drawing board.
Right.
And you can't go to the drawing board if nobody gives you a drawing board. So I'm always, open to saying, okay, well, if you want to go up, go up. I've done that probably at 90% of my shows.
Is that right?
Yeah, it does not. It takes nothing from me. I don't have an ego to where it's like, oh, no, they're going to take from me or they're going to take my time. If these people are having a good time and they feel like they have their money's worth, I think everybody wins.
So let me ask you a serious question, right? Because of how you come about in this comedy world, it's come through social media, and I ask a lot of time for people who make it different ways. Have you sensed, felt any pushback because you didn't have to go through the quote unquote chicken circuit, and that you was able to sell out a room that, and there's comedians been doing it 20 years that couldn't do it.
Well, let me say this. So I think social media is a blessing and a curse. And I wouldn't dare sit up here like I don't understand why hardworking comedians feel a way about social media. Because on the surface, it just says all you gotta do is be funny on your phone. All you gotta do is be funny on your phone and you can go viral. And that's how they selling tickets. I understand that. And sometimes it's true. You look up one day and it's a new comedian from Instagram or from TikTok, and they got all of these followers and they got all of these shows selling out and all of this money, and then you do have the comedians that's been in the same city for 20 years trying to make people laugh, trying to gain momentum, and it's not happening. So I wouldn't dare act like I don't understand that. But at the same time, I do feel like those comedians or anybody in any field, a lot of times we just got to shift. We got to shift with it. If the current bends, we got to bend with it. If the money, where's the money going?
Right.
Where's the money going? Where are the people going?
Right.
So sometimes we can't be so stuck in our ways that we won't change when we got to feed our own kids. You're not changing. When you change, it's not because you want to be like people on social media. We got to feed the kids. We got to buy clothes. We got to pay bills. So whatever needs to be done, let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it.
That's a great answer.
So, a lot of times, the people who have been on the stage for so long, they just need a little help on social media. That's again, it's about expanding, growing, learning new things. It's for you.
Yeah.
When you learn new things, that doesn't punish you. That helps you.
Right.
But I do get it. But I have not experienced any pushback. I've worked with a lot of comedians, and nobody has ever said, there go that stupid little girl from social media. They always welcome me with warm arms, love. Ashima was here tonight. And she said
she just want to come show you love. That's
and
awesome.
That is amazing because those girls work. See, y'all got a different type of comedy scene than we do in Arkansas. You know, those girls are working every other night. And that's not happening in Arkansas. So, you know, when they say, you know, I just want to come and show you love, that means a lot to me. It means a lot to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And I love seeing when the women support each other. That's a big deal. Especially in this industry. Yeah. So listen, we do I was in with a top 5.
Okay.
Right. I do another podcast on Tuesday called Classic Conversations. And we talk about some good stuff, and we end with a top 5. So, my top 5 for you. What's your top 5 movies of all time?
Top 5 movies.
Yes.
We're gonna do Color Purple.
Okay.
We're gonna do What's Love Got to Do with It.
Okay.
We're gonna do Fried Green Tomatoes.
Okay.
We gonna do. I got 2 more.
2 more.
Waiting to Exhale. And Encanto.
Encanto?
Yes.
Didn't see that one coming with the other.
We don't talk about Bruno. Yes. Yeah.
Didn't see that coming. All right. I like that.
Yeah.
Well, once again, it's been a pleasure. I appreciate you taking the time to sit down at Uptown.
Thank you.
It's been a great show. You did a phenomenal job.
Thank you.
And we can't wait to have you back.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
It's another edition of the Sit Down at Uptown with the amazing Miss EJ Speaks.
Thank you.
Thank you. We out.